What's good, everybody? It's your girl Dana. See, I inspired to be me, and as always, I'm so inspired to see you be the best version of you because you absolutely, without a doubt, you create the change that you would like to see. And today's short is coming from Isaiah chapter 53, verses 3. And today, I really just wanted to speak about humanity and how it can look different for other people, but how we experience betrayal and sorrow and pain and loss of things. We experience these things, but they are no different from the experience that Jesus went through. And we can share in that experience because in the world, we don't always get treated the way that we would like to be treated or are received the way that we would like to be received. And it can leave us feeling some type of way. But there's an answer to that. God gave us an answer to that problem. And it's found in Isaiah 53, chapter 3. And it says, "He was despised and rejected by men, a man of sorrows and acquainted with grief. And as one from whom men hid their faces, he was despised, and we esteemed him not." And what is that telling us? It is easy to overlook the humanity of Jesus through the lens of hindsight. We see his God nature more clearly when we see how everything tied together. Okay, the prophecies that led up to his life and death, the confirmation of his resurrection, and the ascension to the Father. However, we miss out on the depths of Christ's compassion when we fail to fully consider the depth of his human experience. We miss a very important learning opportunity when we refuse to look at the human side that Jesus had to endure here on this earth. In this passage in Isaiah, the prophecy spoke of the Messiah as a man of sorrow, acquainted with grief. Jesus knew suffering in his life, and not just the suffering of his crucifixion. He knew the pain of betrayal, the sorrow of loss, and the general limitations of his human form. He grew up as anyone do, not only physically, but he grew in his wisdom and in his knowledge. There is so much solidarity to be found in God, who understands our trials because he also experienced them in the boundaries of flesh and bone. God knows exactly how we feel. He knows exactly the pain, the sorrow, and the grief of our loss, of our betrayal, of our hurt, and of our pain. Because Jesus had to endure the very same thing on the cross. And God is a great Father. He feels and he has empathy and sympathy for all the things that his children go through. So today, think about the goodness of God and just think about the life. Think about the human life that Jesus had to experience, being here, placed on this earth, having to die for people who did not honor him, who did not believe in him, and who killed him in their disbelief, in their dissatisfaction of who he was, and the lessons that he's bringing to us today that we use, that we get by with. You guys, it's your girl Dana. See, I inspired to be me. I'm so inspired to see you be the best version of you. God knows about your pain. You can go in peace today, knowing that your Father has empathy and sympathy for you. You create the change that you want to see. Go